Jury selection was ongoing on day 3 of Donald Trump's hush money trial in New York, the first criminal trial of a former president. At the start of the day, 2 jurors selected earlier this week have now been excused. One juror was excused after saying her family and friends discovered she had been selected. A second juror was then excused after a short break, but no explanation was provided. Trump has been unusually quiet today. He didn't stop to speak to the press set up outside the courtroom. Usually, he'll take that opportunity to complain that the case is a witch hunt or hoax or something similar. On his way in and out, he's held up a raised fist, a thumbs up, or just walked off. Inside, his demeanor has also been more muted during jury selection. The reality may be setting in that this will be a marathon. Here are some of the sketches from this morning's proceedings. In this picture, he is shown turning around to look at a prospective juror who had raised their hand in a request to be excused. Another sketch shows him sitting with his lawyers, watching on, looking tired and unenthused. Concerns about exposure and personal attacks in such a high-profile case could lead members of the jury pool to seek an out, he said. That was the case for one woman who was excused after saying that people she knew had started to figure out that she was on the case, due to media reports. Fox News ran an entire segment attacking juror number 2.
Number 2, a nurse from the Upper East Side with a master's degree. She's not married, has no kids, and lives with her fiancé, who works in finance. She gets her news from the New York Times, Google, and CNN. She said 2 things that really stuck out. One, quote, "I don't really have an opinion of Trump," and, quote, "No one is above the law." I'm not so sure about juror number 2.
We now officially have 12 jurors, the full amount. Some experts predicted this process could take as long as 2 weeks, but things moved quickly today after Trump's team ran out of challenges without cause. Here's a clip of Trump outside the court.
So, thank you very much. I wanted to just say that I'm supposed to be in New Hampshire. I'm supposed to be in Georgia. I'm supposed to be in North Carolina, South Carolina. I'm supposed to be in a lot of different places campaigning. But I've been here all day on a trial that really is a very unfair trial. These are all stories. This is over the last few days from legal experts. This is Wall Street Journal editorial. But all of these are stories from legal experts saying how this is not a case. The case is ridiculous. This is another one. The case is a ridiculous Trump indictment. It's missing fraud. There is no fraud. All of these stories are stories of how, and these are done by the experts and editorials. Bragg falsified business record, and he falsifies them. He's the one. He's the fraud. But take a look at all of these are stories. You see them here. Bragg's indictment even falls as an indictment. All of them. Bragg crosses the Rubicon, indicting Trump on nonsense. The whopping outrage in Trump's indictment. It's a whopping outrage, and it is an outrage. Everybody's outraged by it. You know, we had 18 DA or DA types or close. 18 or 19 or 21, they counted all them in and out like that. And in the meantime, you have murders going on right outside in New York. Look at this National Review. Another National Review. Jonathan Turley, Greg Jarrett, Andrew McCarthy. Every one of them saying they call it a zombie case, meaning it is no case. And they say, is it constitutional? They don't think the case is. These are all stories that have taken place over the last few days. Take a look at this. D.A. Bragg wants us to believe that his pursuit of Trump isn't political. Of course it's political. And they're doing it for Biden. They're doing this for Joe Biden. Even the Rolling Stone, no friend of mine, they don't like, it says, they don't like Bragg's chances on this case. It's a disgrace. That's a nice headline. I'd like to read that one too. But everyone who lies about the case, justice is on trial. You know, the whole world is watching this New York scam. The trial spectacle begins. That's Wall Street Journal. It's a spectacle. Every one of these. America is a third world country. Daily Caller. Wow. That's New York Magazine even. All of them. They just came out. These are all, every single one. I haven't seen one that says it's a good trial. It's political. This is a Wall Street Journal editorial. And it's a shame. It's a shame. And I'm sitting here for days now, from morning till night, in that freezing room. Freezing. Everybody was freezing in there. And all for this. And this is your result. Look at that. Each one of them is a story. And it's very unfair. Very bad thing. Very bad thing. The whole world is watching this hoax. You got a DA that's out of control. You have a judge that's highly conflicted. The whole thing is a mess. And you have the leading candidate and leading crooked Joe Biden by a lot. He's the one that should be in trial. He's a crook. You got a crooked president. He should be in trial with all the stuff he's done in his family. He should be in trial. But he's the one in charge. His top people are here, working with the DA's office to make sure everything goes right. But it shouldn't go right because they have no case. And that's what this is all about. And it really is a shame. This country is devolving into a third world country between having no borders, having no justice, we have no justice, and having a press that doesn't want to cover the facts. So thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
The juror called you selfish. How does that make you feel?
Here's one of the dismissed jurors that were not selected.
As an artist, I've really satirized Trump again and again and again in a series of pictures that I have painted over the last number of years, and that these are online. If I were dishonest about this and for some reason was seated on the jury, that it could be weaponized by the defense, because they would say that I clearly, having satirized him in the way that I have, would not be an acceptable jurist. So that's why I withdrew.
Trump's attorney Todd Blanche asked prosecutors to share the names of the first 3 witnesses so they can prepare for opening statements on Monday. The DA's office denied that request and said the following: Mr. Trump has been tweeting about the witnesses. We're not telling the president who the witnesses are. I don't fault you, Justice Merchant replied. If you would like more news on this trial, I'd appreciate if you could hit the subscribe button. Thank you, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow.